Yo, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get right into this. Yeah, I kind of messed up yesterday. Woke up a little late for the stream. Didn't really take any trades anyways, so kind of works out. But yeah, off the bat, we're looking at EuroCAD and then GBP NZD. And then Euro GBP. And I can go through what I've seen on all of these. So obviously when you start off, you want to do top-down analysis, daily chart. If you go on the daily, you can notice that it's coming to this level. It's respected pretty well in the past, down at 88911. So you can see price respecting in the past, which means we need to pay attention to this level, because this could be a reversion level for sure. It already kind of touched it 3 days ago, but let's go down to the 4 hour. You can see where this was the touch here, down here. This is also a demand zone down here. So really, if we could play it over 88999, or just 9,000 level pretty much, or 89,000, that'd be pretty good. But, you know, bounce off the top of this level, kind of trading in somewhat of a, like a channel, I guess you'd say. From here up, break it down again, 1 hour. A little bit of consolidation these last few hours. And that's kind of why this one isn't the top one on my list here now. Let's go to EuroCAD. That's the one I'm liking the most. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that. EuroCAD. Alright, so what I'm seeing in this, we do top down. So you can notice it's kind of trading somewhat of like a wedge. If you look closely, you might be able to notice that it's trading in more of a triangle. It's like a descending triangle here. Here's the top going down, this orange line. Bottom here, support. Basically what I'm looking at, oh, and then this red line is just trend resistance to the top, all the way to the top. Going back to July 31st, so comes down, tests again, tests another time, test the 4th time, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Not all perfect touches, but it respects it in my opinion. So basically what I'm looking for in this is a breakout to either side. We know descending triangles break to the top and the bottom. So looking for a break under 54645 or over top of 55080. Obviously this is going to change as we continue, as time continues, because we come to a point down here. So by 11, no, that's not even right. By yeah, I guess December 3rd we'll have an answer if it's still trading in this triangle or not. But really it should break out soon, somewhere around here I'm assuming. That's my number 1 play for today. And this little line is just trend support, but it doesn't go back very far. If we wanted to draw one that went back further, then we could do something along the lines of, shoot, we're gonna have to go back a week. Alright, it'd be something like that. So long-term trend resistance or support, sorry, is way back there. And if you want to do something like this, I mean, it's a little ugly in my opinion, but you could still do something like that. Doesn't touch very well in here. Somewhat, I mean, it's all up to you, but maybe something like that. I just turn them red so I know this long term. Alright, and then, yeah, so that's EuroCAD. Oops, sorry. Daily. Hour. So yeah, it's probably just going to be trading this triangle for a while, to be honest. And honestly, yeah. Yep. GN next on the list. So GN, if we do a top down, this is what I did earlier when I was making the watch list. You can see that this level has been respected in the past. So, wait, why isn't this drawn in? Oh, wow, okay. I don't think I'm not sure what's going on here. That's not gonna work. So what we're gonna do for this is something like this. It's enough touches for me. Trend resistance. I should really change the color for resistance and support here. I just, nah. Red, green, and yellow is typically what I use. Just for strength, red being the most significant, green being the least significant. But yeah, basically on this level here, or GN, just watching around this 90798 level, waiting for it to respect it. I mean, obviously it's respected it tons in the past. Like, you can just see wick, wick. I mean, I would consider this somewhat respecting it. It's not perfect respect, but I could also draw another line if I wanted to down here. This is a bit of a zone, I would say. Wick there, right there. Got it respecting here on the downside, upside respecting it right here, right there. I mean, it's just a whole bunch of times there, here, break and retest. It's actually looks like a bull flag, maybe a little wedge. I had to zoom in to see it, but respects it here once again, here. And then now we're at a point where, like, is it going to respect it or is it going to break through? Because the last time it broke through was in October, November of last year, actually. So if we look at last year, this time, we were down an extra 470 pips. Or like, yeah, somewhere around there, like 400 pips. Today's the 26th. So, yeah, 26. We're down around 400 pips additional. But from top to bottom, you're looking through that breakout zone down to the bottom, it was almost 1,000 pips. So, something to keep in mind here. But yeah, it did just bounce off trend resistance. I could draw up a quick support on this. Let me draw. So this one I'm probably gonna start here. It's a little iffy. Nah, it's actually good. Yeah, it's good. So we got on this one, pretty much I would say clean touches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then small break, small break, small, small, small. 4 small breaks, but I'm talking, in the grand scheme of things, it's only like sometimes 200 pips. This one's like 300, but this is also the daily chart, so let's check out this wick real quick before I move on. Wow, it's insane. 2016. This wick is literally 1,000. Is that right? 1,200 pips in a day? No way. That can't be right. Yeah, I mean, it must be right. ATR launched up to 300 that day. Holy. From 160 the previous day, and then, yeah, 300 the next day. Jeez. That entire candle and wick combined is 1,500 pips. That cannot be right. No way. Man, I guess like we had days. Let's see how long this one is. 1,600 pips? That's a full candle though. That's interesting to me. It's kind of interesting to see how when it broke through that 50 EMA, retested it. Let me zoom in. Broke through after coming down on a little bit of a downturn here. Broke through, retested it, broke through or continued down, kind of retested it, and then just dumped 1,500 pips. And actually, it would be way more than that. Didn't even count all this, so about 3,000 pips. Yeah, just interesting to see how it respects that 50. I mean, a similar thing happened here. You see price breakthrough. I made a little fake break there, but then it bullish engulfing candle afterward. But you see a breakthrough here, retest here, fell down 1,500 pips, broke through again, didn't retest this time though. So if you're playing purely off an AMA rejection or break, then you have to hit it on the break. You wouldn't be able to hit on the retest here. Excuse me. Check this out. This is my pattern right here. You know my favorite pattern. Greatest pattern of all time. Yes, sir. Look at this. Textbook. Doesn't get much cleaner than that. Head and shoulders here. Let me move this out of the way. You had a left shoulder, head. Right shoulder. Arm coming down, arm coming down. If you're talking full swing, then oh my goodness. Obviously, it hit on the break of this shoulder, so I mean, you're still talking 600 pips. Clean as day. Does not get much better than that as far as patterns go. Alright, yeah, let's do a top down real quick. Just kind of goofing around there. A little bit of back testing, I guess you could say. Yeah, I'm really interested to see where this one goes here. Okay, excuse me. I'm not gonna do a split screen just because of I'm only watching 3 pairs today. As you know, it's a bank holiday for USD pairs, so if you look at something, not this, if you look at something like Euro USD, It actually kind of appears like it's moving normal today. Doesn't seem like anything too out of the ordinary, I'd say. But I just, it's like trading on a Friday. I still trade it. I still trade on Fridays, but I mean, they always end up going weird. Either get stopped out on a giant wick or hit a take profit for like 40 pips in a couple minutes. It's just Friday summed up pretty much. But yeah, EURUSD doesn't look that bad. GU is looking a little worse, I think. Maybe it was AUDUSD. Yeah, just a bit of consolidation. I found a bit of a correlation between this and SPY, or ES, S&P, so I can see why this one's kind of consolidating right now. The dollar is closed as well, though, so I don't know why EURUSD's. I mean, I would say that's pretty much dumping for EURUSD since open. 22 pips. And ATR, you gotta remember, is only 50 pips. 59 now. Okay. Got it. But yeah, we'll quit looking at these. I mean, we can just look at USD CAD. That's not how you spell USD CAD. It's just moving a little funny today as well. Kind of looks like AUDUSD. I just don't really like trading consolidation areas like this. I mean, you could box it up real quick. Just throw it in a box like that. Not really liking it as far as it's not like trending or anything. I'd have to play it on a breakout. Kind of prefer not to trade things in consolidation ranges, especially one this tight. I mean, it's only 30 pips crossed, So we're gonna steer clear of this one today. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put down there and then just gonna adjust it a little bit so I can see when it does break out. Not that I'm gonna trade it today, but tomorrow. Alright, let's go back to EuroCAD to watch this. Problem is, I think that these plays are gonna take a bit to develop. EuroGBP doesn't look good today, to be honest. Like I said, long over 889 to 998 pretty much, but if you can get it down here, that'd be good. I don't think it's gonna come down here as likely as it is to come down here, but honestly, for this guy, my original plan was to take it long over 89255 up here at this little resistance. Nah, it's not even really a resistance. Yeah, I guess it is kind of, but I mean, I'd say it's more of a level. But yeah, unfortunately, I guess I shouldn't say unfortunately, but it did just respect it by 0.5 pips, so pipettes. Used it as resistance, came down in between this little channel here, a range. Didn't quite get to this little purple line, this previous day's close line. Didn't quite get to there, but you can see like off the open. Let me see. So yeah, opening drive here went up 20 pips. Opening drive came down, retested the close of yesterday. So basically, you just call it the open of today. came down, retested. So if someone would enter here, it'd be a break, come down, retest, enter, take profit. I mean, for this one, the take profit would be so, I mean, the risk would be very low. So honestly, you can get away with risking probably 3 pips is what I would have done. And then, I mean, yeah, price target would have probably been just above new highs. So right there. So you're talking a 7R trade. At 2R, my strategy is to scale out at least about 25 to 50% at 2R. Automatic winner pretty much at that time. If you're up 2-3R, there's no reason that you should ever end up losing that trade, especially going in the negative. But break even, I understand that, but it shouldn't be a losing trade at that point. So yeah, if it's 2R would be 6 pips, so you're talking right here. Say I got out like 35% there. I'd take another probably 20% at 3 or 4R, and then I'll just let the rest run until I see it respecting some kind of level, such as this one up here, these highs up here. So by the time I got up to that point, I wouldn't be more than 25-35% in, mainly scaled out. Uh-oh, got some development. Not really. I always forget I'm on the 1 minute. Yeah, honestly, this play is going to take a while to play out, but we can hit continuation shorts if I really wanted to be aggressive. Yeah. Break another 1. I mean, nah, I'm not going to be that aggressive here. It's not my style of play. 20 pips away from where I anticipate it going down to. Not to say they 100% will. That's where the TP would be, though. And we can map out a little quick play here. Quick little play. This is what I like to call a stair-step pattern. Basically just like an ABCD type thing. Let me get a drawing tool here. So on this downtrend, right? Oh, got a downtrend. Pullback, 50% retracement would be, you know, around here. Dumps down. D level on this would be, I'll tell you right now. So yeah, we can see I was pretty spot on with that actually. Oh shoot. Well yeah, the 50% retracement would have been right here. So I need to find out how many pips this is. 24 pips, so D level would be, you know, 24 pips from here. You're talking down right there. 24 pips, ABCD. You know, I did the same thing up here. These patterns are everywhere if you're looking for them. It's up here, A, B down here, 22 pips. Look at that, 50% retracement. You can call it a 50% retracement, you can call it a C level, but either way, that's exactly what this is here. And dump off, 23 pips. You count 23 from there. I was a little off up there, but 23. That would have put you, oh, sorry, what am I doing? You need to do it from the C level. A little tired here. 23, it hit it almost perfectly. And then immediately bounced off, also because there's a bit of trend support there, but bounced up probably half would be 12 pips, so I'd say about 10, 9.5 to here, and then just kind of consolidated. But yeah, it's kind of fun to see how those ABCD or just stair steps react. Pretty interesting. we're back. Just trying to wake up one of my trading partners here. I think he's sleeping, but it's alright, it's Thanksgiving. Won't bother too much. Let the man sleep. Oh shoot, check it out. What do we got here? Just what I was talking about, ABCD. What did you know? 25 or 25% retracement. 50% retracement is right here. 90712. I'm gonna mark it with a line. Horizontally. Boom. It's in place now. Yeah, I mean, short under this, not terrible. You know why? Because the risk to reward is excellent. We're talking risk no more than, really, like 5.5 pips. 5.5 pips. But what's it doing here? Bouncing off the 50. EMA. Look at breakthrough, retest. Gotta be cognizant of that as well, because it was retesting to the downside here. But that was also 50% retracement. Swear we're just seeing these everywhere. I forget what that's called. When you're thinking about something and then you start seeing it everywhere. It's not a kind of like confirmation bias, but that's if you're debating something, you start to believe it, but kind of similar concept. Now I gotta look it up because it's gonna bother me. The Bader-Meinhof phenomenon, a term for frequency illusion, type of cognitive bias your mind creates. To understand this, you need to know a little bit about cognitive bias as a whole. So yeah, it's kind of like confirmation, but it's just it's in terms of like visual instead of trying to explain something verbal. I'm so tempted to take this right now. I mean, it's a tight stop. I'm just gonna, like, I can draw it up even. Trend resistance here. Nah, I cannot. It's gonna be very ugly. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. It would have to be like back here. That's very ugly. It's very, very ugly. Man, you could do something like that, but that's iffy. You know what? I'm taking it off of this, and I'm just gonna run with it because there's no reason that I should just be hesitating to get into play like this. And the price target's down here. Like, oh, okay. That's not a good close. See what it just did there? Broke through my level, used as support, and then launched. So I'm actually gonna stay out of this one for a second. And this is why I haven't taken a trade in 3 weeks. Hesitation, but also like overanalyzation of everything. Sometimes for the better, but sometimes I just don't get in because I'm missing out. Or not because I'm missing out, but don't get in because I don't have full confidence in it. I have to build up enough forms of confluence to get in. Enough confirmation. We might still get this, you know? Typically with these ABCD patterns, it tends to consolidate here for a second. Or it'll just completely dump off. Which I guess is, yeah, one of the two options. So we'll see. We shall see. This could be a giant morning star here. Bearish. Strange close though. It's pretty bullish. Not even a doji, but almost a doji. It's like a hammer candle. Signifies buyers stepping up, especially with a close like that. Previous candle. Whew. Don't want to mess with that too much. Wow. Would you look at this? It's a morning star. Good morning, morning star. 4 pips. I mean, ugh. I don't know, man. I'm gonna get rid of this line because it's terrible. There you go. All I do is flip it on the side, pretty much. Shit, that's not gonna work. Man, I want to get in this so bad, but I know it's just not very smart right now. Even though it's probably gonna go. Just not find enough reasons to get in. I mean, we got this level here. We got the ABCD, of course. We need to check RSI. A little divergent, tiny bit. Like that's barely. Whereas like something like this, clear as day, divergence. Yeah, I mean, there's no patterns, not any patterns I'm seeing. This would have been one from here to here, wedge, breakout to the upside, falling wedge. As far as here though, I'm gonna get the bearish morning star. Go to different time frames to check, but good close, bearish engulfing 2 minute. So if we look, actually, what it just did, whipped off this level again, twice now, here and here. It's a bullish sign right there. All these wicks to the downside off this level, break and retest. I'd say it's trading in a range right now. This little, what is it, 5 pip range probably? 4 pip range. In the meantime, I'm gonna go check EuroCAD. EuroCAS. Yeah, so it looks like it did our bounced off our level here. Would have been a good little trade. Didn't have it drawn up or anything, but I mean, just seeing how price respects levels. 9 pips is a good play. I can't say that I would have taken that though. It's a good setup. Just actually, I would not say I wouldn't take it, but just didn't have it drawn up yet at that point in time. Stop for this one would have been extremely tight. So yeah, probably like literally 2.5 pips. When you're talking about 1 minute time frame analysis, I mean, don't need much more than 2 pips. 5 pips. Take profit would have been probably, yeah, a bit down here. If you would have done it off the ABCD pattern, at 50% retracement, it would have been 13 pips. So you know, somewhere down would have been there. Yikes! What up? It would have smacked that, wouldn't it? But you know, just gotta be a bit more aware of what's going on here. All right, check this out. Will it respect this level? It's a game of what ifs. Honestly, shoot, I mean, why is Euro pairs are dumping right now? On the 1 minute at least. Playoff 89, flat pretty much. 89.06. That would not be bad at all. But check this out. It's making lower lows here from the top. Came down, made an extreme low, came up. And relative to this, I mean, this is another lower high here. Another lower high here. But it's looking like it's struggling to stay up. Buyers are struggling to keep it up. I'd say. Wow. Wow. I can't even act like I'm mad at this though. It was my own fault. I had this line drawn up, great level, respected it perfectly. Didn't do anything about it. Didn't do anything about it. It's my own bad. Alright. Yeah, I need to really backtest a bit more because that make me more comfortable taking plays like this. This is a decent setup here. Need to backtest. Need to test my strategy. And my strategy is pretty much consists of patterns, price action, levels, demand zones, typical stuff. But I do like patterns. It's my thing, for sure. So if I can incorporate that in any trade, I definitely, I don't know, yeah, I guess like favor that trade more than I'd favor just the typical demand zone or support resistance line. Like this is more of this would be a demand zone down here. It's more of a level to me though. I consider demand zone something like, let me get a good example here. Alright, I mean you can consider this like demand, buyers stepping up under 15 or wow 154,994, and then all the way to pretty much I'd say like 54978. So yeah, like right there, that's a demand zone in my opinion. If you go on the 5 minute, it'd be easier to see. It's just pretty much all wicks. But if you're being even like if you're drawing it up on the 5 even, you'd be able to draw this demand zone. It's a bit more of a demand zone there. But basically, yeah, just buyers stepping up. And then supply is just pretty much the opposite. Sellers stepping up. And then, yeah, supply would be something like up here. So I would draw this supply like this probably. That's what I would do. Maybe not. No. I would draw like this. I like when it's mainly wicks, and then supports it underneath with the candle close. So that'd be a pretty like typical supply there. Sellers step up, all wick out. Buyers can't keep it after this pretty decent bull run here. They pushed it up. Sellers step in, push it down a little bit, and then looks like that was pretty much the beginning of a downtrend, with the exception of like this weird push up there. But yeah, I mean, it's been falling ever since that, so interesting to see how price works. That's pretty much my strategy though, just you take everything off the chart, just having the ability to chart everything up. If I do this, I mean, this is just stuff you can see without having EMAs or indicators on. I typically don't use the RSI. ATR I only check to, I mean, it's like periodically I'll check just to see what that pair is moving for the day, or if there's like any significant jumps or something in a day for volatility wise. But check this out though. Divergence building up without, it hasn't had a pullback yet, so check this out. It's going down here. All right. Oh, I gotta put that stuff back in the chart. I was like, where'd it go? I'm a little tired still. I want to see what that GN did. Okay, so yeah, I did respect that level there. Finally respected one of these levels. Jeez. I'll play it under this. It's just looking like struggling to push down here. 5 minute wicks to the upside or downside. Buyers losing it. Or buyers stepping in, sorry. Yeah, upside. pretty slowly right now. What? Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying this, because my price target for this would have been down here. But regardless, I mean, 10R, I would have been out more than 50% by now. Can't even act like that though, because I wasn't even looking at this as an entry. I was marking up levels. Just gotta pull the trigger. Just got to pull the trigger. Simple as that. See these plays every single day. Can mark them up like it's nothing, but when it comes to taking the trades, I slip up. Not sure why. No, I do know why. Confidence. Gotta trust myself. Good plays all the time. Missing out on, doesn't even matter the dollar value, but missing out on a lot of percent each and every day. Every time I hop in the market, it's like seeing something. It's ridiculous. Trading is not difficult. Psychologically, yes. Fundamentally, no. Trading candles, I mean, it's easier than most things you do in life, in my opinion. Especially when you're decent at looking at patterns, recognizing patterns, and decent at charting out things, which, I mean, anyone can do, really. You can teach a monkey to do it, but you can't teach a monkey to get over the fact that there's such psychological battles that a trader has to go through. I'm realizing this now after reading I gotta pause this music so I can think better. What is that book? Great, now I gotta look it up. Think and Grow Rich by, what's his name? What is that guy's name? A great book, by the way. Napoleon Hill, okay. Yeah, Think and Grow Rich. I mean, yeah, it's just basically talking about the fact that trading is a psychological game more than a more than just, you know, looking at the charts and finding patterns and stuff. It's, I'd say, yeah, majority psychological. You got to get over these hurdles to be able to call yourself a successful trader, in my opinion. Because, well, yeah, once you get past those difficult hurdles, get past the idea of, you know, trading is, or move towards the fact that like trading is a probabilities game. You'll never be able to predict truly what's gonna happen. Even the algorithms are wrong. So you can only give it your best foot forward and, you know, hope for the best, I guess. Your probabilities are everything. Your risk to reward is everything. My group and I talk about this all the time. Like you can take 1 to 4 trades and you can literally lose 3 times and still be profitable overall. If on that fourth time you go full 4R, you know. So that make up for not only all your losses, but also that final bit of a little bit like icing on the top, that 1% full in profit. So, or maybe not 1%, but 1R. So whatever that is relative to your account. But yeah, man, it's just psychological game, psychological warfare. Talking yourself in and out of things. Fighting your brain. Fighting your thoughts. I mean, just like anything in life. Anxiety. I mean, it's just the same thing. Fighting your thoughts. You just gotta overcome that hurdle. Trading is just another hurdle to jump over. And I've accepted the challenge. I know there's a lot of people out there that accept this challenge too. It's just, you gotta buckle down and put your head forward. Push, push, push. Don't let up. And I want this. This is what I want to do forever. So I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to that point of success. And I deem success, as I said before, just based on this overcoming this psychological game. Because I mean, I can take trades. I point out trades all the time. It's just a matter of taking them. Like actually pressing the button, buy or sell, setting the stop loss, setting the take profit in that trade, ready to go, ready to make money. I mean, really, anyone could say like, "Oh, your GBP is gonna dump here." Anyone could say that. I mean, you got a 50-50 shot, right? It's like flipping a coin, heads or tails. Someone could say heads. They could be 100% right if it lands on heads, but vice versa. I mean, anyone could say tails and be right. But how much skill did that really put forth? How much skill did that person really need to have to make that hypothesis of what was going to happen? You know, make that prediction. Anyone can make a prediction. A baby can make a prediction about the markets. Doesn't mean they know actually what's going on. Where it gets a little more difficult is actually like marking things up, finding levels, looking at things that all come together to form this this ball of confluence, a ball of confirmation that says, all right, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things lining up, or 3 things is what I typically look for, 3 that are lining up that say this trade is going to be or is in my favor. 3 things that line up to confirm that, all right, yep, this looks good. I believe this is going to be a short because of this, this, and this. It's just like when you're writing an essay, like you come up with a topic, say it's like a research paper. You look for your sources. And your sources, they can't just be all random sources. Obviously, have to do with the topic, but not only do with the topic, but support your findings, or not your findings, but your whatever you believe for that particular essay. So supporting your own claims, basically. And even that's like, it's not that difficult. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. You can train anyone to do it. Just again, that psychological game. I mean, I've been doing this since February, early February now. February 1st is when I started. January 30th or something. And still, I mean, not able to get over that psychological hurdle. It's a game. It's a game. It's a game. It's a game. I guess piece of advice is just to try to look at the markets as objectively as possible. Break it down to the most bare parts. I mean, it's just literally probability. Yeah, people call it gambling. I don't know. I mean, there's an argument that it is, and there's an argument that it isn't. Depends how you look at it. It is in the sense that, you know, we don't really know what's going to happen. There's no way that we could ever know for sure. Otherwise, trading would be ridiculously easy, as with gambling. And there wouldn't be certain big fish, as they're called, that would basically have monopolies over the market. Because, I mean, if everyone knew what was going to happen, then there wouldn't really be that risk, or it wouldn't be difficult. It's kind of why trading is so exclusive, because there is a risk. No one knows what's going to happen for sure. And to get that edge over the person next to you, you have to do whatever you feel is necessary, take whatever steps to get to that point that you feel you were able to build up certain reasons, certain things that help you see something that the next person may not see. So it's just a game. It's all a game. I intend for myself and my colleagues, my trading partners, to succeed in this game. We are not going to be left behind, that's for sure. Take advantage of this game. Find the ins and outs. Find out what makes it tick. I guess we kind of already figured out all that stuff, but I mean, yeah, just really that last thing. Say it a million times, just a psychological, overcoming a psychological border. That border wall we have to kick down. Once you get past that, you're in the clear. Simply put, I mean, that's pretty much everything in life, though. Like, you could be great at math, you could be great at school, someone that's good at taking notes, someone that has good memory. School is a game, in my opinion. School is something that either you're good or you're not good at. People are built differently. And those people go on to either do something great, or maybe they get pushed into another field because they weren't good at a system that they didn't create, school. Those people are the people in the working class. We got plumbers and people that work with their hands and stuff, machine workers, factory workers, Those are the people that didn't excel in school. It's not their fault, though. No fault of their own. Maybe they did excel in school. Maybe they just didn't want to go on the path that would be most typical. Or maybe they were forced into it, I don't know. But stereotypically, school is a place to designed to separate the people that think a certain way. Personally, I did decent in school. I'm pretty good at remembering things, taking notes, just playing the game. But I do know people that weren't very good in that aspect. Maybe they just didn't want to, or they didn't care. And that's not a problem. It's something that they didn't design. They were just forced into the game, just like anyone else was. There's nothing they can do about it. They could drop out, and then what? Now they're shunned because they don't have a high school education. It's like deemed bad in our society now that if you don't go to high school, or even more so like college, why is college stressed so much? I'm in college right now. I'm learning things that I know I will never need to use, ever. Currently doing engineering degree. It's a lot of math, physics, science, prereqs and stuff, obviously, but most of the stuff, even if I was going into engineering, you don't need to know. You don't need to know all that stuff. You could teach anyone to become an engineer. Put them in the workforce. You want me to write some code? Teach me how to code. I took a class for it, but you could teach me I'll pick up on that in maybe like a couple months. C++ or Python or something. You want me to code your fix code or lines of code in like a vehicle or something, like a Ford plant, something like that? Like, it's not difficult stuff. You don't need to spend X amount of dollars and X amount of time, like at least 4 or 5 years of college for engineers, just to do something that you could have taught a person right out of high school to do. The only difference is they don't have that education. They didn't pay for it. They didn't pay to reserve their seat. And then now they miss out on, you're talking at least on average like 70 grand right out of college for engineers. All because they didn't want to go to college. They could be smart people. Look at Elon Musk. In my opinion, one of the smartest people to ever walk the face of this earth. Up there with Nikola Tesla. He has a brain that thinks a bit different. He's able to see that bigger picture. He's able to act on things and come up with things that most people don't even think about on a daily basis. And he does. He acts on them. So someone like him, he didn't go to college. Pretty sure he said he dropped out or something. When someone like that stresses the fact that college isn't that important, then you gotta really listen. Like, one of the most intelligent people says that college is bluntly a waste of time, then you should probably listen. But no, it's just a game. Institutional game. Colleges aren't government owned. They're private. They're making money off their students. It's not going to the government. You got University of Michigan charging, for Ross at least, 50 grand, 60 grand a semester, not a semester, in tuition per year. Like, are you kidding me? after 3 years of going there, you might as well have bought a house or a Ferrari. I don't understand. Yeah, if you want to be a doctor, by all means, go to school. You need to learn the terms. You need to learn a lot about the anatomy of someone's body, where everything is relative to each other. But I mean, that's like one of the only fields. I mean, like, yeah, rocket scientist. You need to learn a lot about physics, math, chemistry. I mean, how things work in this world. Something like that you would need to obviously go to school for, but more basic stuff like business, I mean, you can teach anyone the terms in maybe a year. You don't need to go to school for 4 years to do a business. To get a business degree, like, I just, I don't know. Only reason I'm going to school is because I like school. I enjoy learning. I enjoy continuing to further my education. We're sponges, just soaking up that knowledge. But for someone that wants to be an engineer, but is too bad at school, they just don't have that brain. They don't have that thought process that some other people do. Maybe they don't have that photographic memory or good test taking or good note taking. Maybe they can't write essays. Why should they be put at a disadvantage just because they think like that? There's no alternative. Either you go to school or you don't go to school. And if you don't go to school, especially high school, then you would have thought, like, I mean, you might as well just go to prison. Like, in this society, going to prison and not going to high school is pretty much the same thing as far as like trying to get a job. I don't think this, but society deems it bad if you don't go to high school, if you drop out. Maybe it wasn't even the kid's fault. Like, maybe he had a learning disability, ADD, couldn't focus. Maybe he's autistic, I don't know. Something. Back in the 1900s, I mean, back when autism was, I don't know when they figured out autism was a thing, but I know it was a while ago. And all these kids are struggling, probably, I'd assume, and they don't get that necessary help that they needed. And then they're put in the category that they're stupid or they're not fit to work, and now they're dropouts, all because they couldn't play the game. They physically could not keep up with their classmates, play the game, running on the hamster wheel just for someone else's benefit. The higher ups never get it. I'll never get it. Doesn't make sense. Then again, a lot of things don't make sense. A lot of unexplained things that happen in this world. But I guess it's not our job to worry about the things that we can't change. Yeah, we could change the education system. I know someone that's personally gone out of his way to change it himself, from Michigan, this YouTuber, Spencer something, I want to say Taylor. Spencer Taylor. He was on the Impulsive podcast. Great guy. He from Michigan. He set out to change the education system. He sees the same things that I'm seeing. It's ridiculous. Why kids should have to pay an X amount of dollars, pretty much a house, to go to school, especially for something that they really do not need to go to school for. It's very corrupt, very unfair. The prices are only going up. Only going up. You gotta think, like, colleges, I much money they make, but it's an absurd amount of money that they're profiting on top from not only just the students but college sports. That's a whole nother problem in and of its own. College players not getting paid, especially football players. I mean, U of M Stadium can hold what, 125,000 people. College players don't get paid. I don't know if they've amended that. If they start paying the players yet, but I mean, I know there's some things where they might give them a car or give them some spending money, but I mean, as much money as they're making as the college is making, not the players. The college is making. I think they can afford to at least give them, for the first strings, maybe like 100 grand piece. I don't know, something fair. You don't need to necessarily get as much as the pros yet because you haven't made it to that level. It's a different level of play, but just something to say, like, thank you for bringing in all these people. Because if the coaches were to just walk out there, you think all those people were just going to show up? No, they're there for the players. So why should the players not reap the benefits that the colleges are making? Well, that's a whole nother debate on its own. But all this comes back to psychology. It's a great subject. It applies to all aspects of life. Everything, every decision, everything you go through in life can be rooted back to psychology. Life is a psychological game. I mean, fighting your thoughts pretty much every single day. Making decisions on the fly. You don't have time to think about things. You're driving. Someone swears into your lane. You have to think in milliseconds. Psychologically, what am I going to do right now? Split second. No time to think about it. Just got to do. That's what trading is. Don't overthink things. It's not difficult. No time to think. Just do. Probabilities are always there as long as you're exercising good risk management. There's no reason why you should never take a trade. I mean, let's say I took a trade up at the top, strong level up here, short position. Let's say I look over here, look at these wicks. I'm like, okay, it might wick out still, but I know that it respected it a bit ago, so I'm gonna say probably a 5.5 pip stop here, shooting for probably previous day's close down here or open, so 19 pips. Got a 3.63 risk to reward. 1 to 3.63, risking 1, whatever that is, 1%. I typically risk on this trade. I probably would have risked 1%. Risk anywhere from 0.75% all the way to about 2% for me. So for this one, I'd probably risk about 1%, just based on price movement the last few days. And I would have entered around here. Let's say I got filled right there, just for the sake of this play. Excellent play. It would have come down. I would have been scaled out mostly by here, like probably more than 75% out by now. And came down, bounced off the level, previous day's close level, and it would have been a heck of a trade. But let's say that same risk, 1%. Let's say that I was getting a little crazy and I risked 1.9% because I was or 1.9 pips because I was so confident that this was going to turn on a dime. turn on a dime, but it didn't. I got stopped out. 1%. That's it. That's all I lost. 1%. 1% is nothing. I take another trade on GN. And it goes, or no, maybe I was looking at your GBP. Yeah. Okay. No. EuroCAD is what I was looking for. My bad. Let's say I took another trade. I was looking at EuroCAD earlier. Entered here. 9.5 risk to reward. 1 to 9.5. It's ridiculous. And I lost 1% on the last trade, mind you. But on this trade, risking 1% as well, I don't not only got that 1% back, but at this point in time, I mean, when it came down all the way to the bottom, I would have been 80-90% out by then. And at that point, you're talking 7 or 6R on average. Probably like 5R, to be honest, because I would have scaled out most around here. So let's say 5R, even 5R. 5%. 5%. This play, in comparison to the other, was no difficult. No more difficult than the last one. Same type of play. Break, retest. Boom. Go back to your GBP. Not a break and retest, but it was a double top. Bounce off this level. It's all about probabilities. Psychological warfare. You just shoot. You shoot the shot. See what happens. If you miss, you miss. You miss small. It's not like you're throwing your whole account on the line. You're not risking it all. You're risking a very small amount to make a very large amount. So why not? That's the question. Why not? A bit of a rant today, but it's important to know. It's important to know. I'll leave it at that though. Take a break for a second. Come back in a few refreshed. Ready to get on these charts. Just looking, let's see. GPNZD. Alright, so yeah, still respecting the, okay, so GBPNZD could still be a play here, to be honest. This could still be a play. On that idea, when it got stopped, again, this would have been another probably 1% risk. Now we're down 2%, up 5%. Still 3% on the day. Just based on ideas, but it doesn't matter because I didn't take any of them anyways, so can't count those like I did. But just for reference. Alright, we'll leave it at this. Take a small break. came down, respected this level again. Wow. I swear. Could have sworn I had. Okay, yeah. Shoot, that would have been a 50% retracement zone as well. Up here. Boom. Short here. Risk to reward would have been, as long as you risk more than 2 pips, you good. Shoot. Came down. Tested that zone as well. This is that level I was looking at longs over this morning. I believe this is the level I was looking at. EuroGP 89255. Oh yeah, I was looking at longs over this. Breaking reset, okay. But really, I mean, over previous day's close again, twice. It was an M, now it's a W. Or it looks like it's trying to form a W. Let's see though, if it makes a new high, because I mean it's continuously been making lower highs. If you look from the top, this is a high, came down, made a low, lower high here, low, and then lower high again here. It was like a lower high. If it stopped here and turned around, lower high again, even lower high. So it's just kind of slowly working its way down. But if it broke through this weird trend, then reversed off this level here, previous day's close, pushed up to try to make like a not a higher high, but just a high higher than this last lower high, then I think that'd be good. I think that would definitely help this pair move up. But it's struggling. Wicks out. Wicks under. She is struggling. Euro pairs are dumping right now. Whole lot of nothing happening right now. Wow, look at that consolidation. From 7 to 8:30. think I'm just gonna, oh, look at that, GN ended up closing above. Well, not really, no. But it did push up a bit. So that's good. Oh, this is the one that I was, okay, I remember now. Alright. Yeah, I'll guess I'll watch this one a little bit more. Because here's my idea for this one. Something like that. Like that. Breaking, retest, play. It's incredible how much consolidation this has had. 90712. Alright, look at that. Hate to see it. Bullish engulfing. Some push up again to the top. Are you kidding me? Yeah, this play is pretty much done at this point, unless it breaks through the bottom of that wedge that I was looking at. The wedge that we've got drawn up here, so breaks under, then yeah, it's a play. But until that time, no. And it has to break by, really it's got to close under with a, what is going on here? Why are we frozen? I don't know why I just did all that. Alright, I'm not sure what just happened or why. 2 hour. Nope. It's not what I wanted. There we go. 4 hour. Alright, so yeah, we need a, not even a 4 hour close. We need a daily close underneath. Yeah. Shoot. 4 hour close under. That's brutal. That is brutal. Really a daily close though. And you're talking another from here, 10 pips. So that's not much for EuroCAD, I don't think. How much does it move daily? Bust out the ATR, 72 pips. So shoot, actually. I'm not sure where. Okay, there's that purple line. Let's do this. It's only 38 today. So another 40 pips I could do. On average is what I usually do. I think I'm gonna close it off here. Probably just gonna watch this one for a bit. Go take a break while this kind of develops, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But coming back tomorrow strong, beyond the Forex markets and stock market tomorrow, since it'll be back, it'll be open again tomorrow and Friday. So we will get that going.